All righty. I am so thrilled and excited to have the infamous Miss Theresa Cates, the artist, to join Screen Time with today's Communiqué. Thank you, Miss Cates, for joining us.
Thank you.
And as we know, August is Black Business Month, and of course, we're focusing on um, female-owned Black businesses for the month of August. And we want to talk today with you about your art business. So we're going to just jump right in. So the first question is this: how did you get involved with art? Where did that interest come from?
You know what? I think I started to love art when I was a young girl, probably as early as I can remember, around the age of 5. I was always intrigued by colors. I was always intrigued by creating my own thing and having my own style and me being in control of it. So it started at a very, very young age.
Wow. Most of us at the age of 5 are still trying to figure out the crayons in our crayon box, and you're designing all types of art things. So
Yeah.
that's really nice. So how did you get to the point where you wanted to have Theresa Cates art, to make it official? I mean, it's one thing to love art, to love color, designs and things like that. But how did you get to the point where, hey, I can make this official?
I got to well, it kind of started with the traffic boxes in North Little Rock. I was asked to paint on a traffic box, and I really, really didn't think anything of it at that time. It was an adventure that I wanted to do. So I decided, hey, why not? So when I got the response of how much it made people happy, and how I particularly remember a lady that just had a bad doctor's diagnosis.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, looked up and she saw the painting on the traffic box. And she said that she had to continually drive around the traffic box. And it made her happy and it brought her such joy.
Yeah.
So when she told me that, I felt like it was a way that I could help spread joy and love in the world. So that made me want to press harder.
And so, speaking of those traffic boxes, there was a running theme on the traffic boxes, a theme of a religious, faith-based theme on those boxes. And so, how did you come to um, be motivated to design faith-based themes? I know that's not all that you do, but those faith-based themes, how did you come to choose that particular design element for the traffic boxes?
Because when I got involved in church, that was all I saw, the church ladies and their beautiful hats and feathers, and I just loved all the colors in it. So I wanted to paint what made me happy.
Mm.
So the church ladies would always stand in church proudly with their big hats on and feathers and flowers. And so I, I I was moved by the hat. I'm a hat person. I don't wear them, but I like to paint them.
And so, speaking of loving what you do, um, Theresa Cates Arts is an official. There's a brand of art out there now. Did you find any challenges with startup, making it official? Talk about some of the challenges that you may have experienced, and then some of the successes that came from that.
A lot of challenges I faced head on because I didn't know the first thing to do. I didn't know the first thing to paint on. I didn't know what type of medium I loved. So everything was always trial and error for me. I didn't go to school for it.
Okay.
So the painting was merely a gift on the inside of me that I had to discover. So I didn't go to school, didn't know which brush to use. So everything was trial and error for me. And when I would feel my way through it, and what felt good to me, I stuck with. So that's how Majestic Motions became Majestic Motions, especially designed with purpose in mind, because if it felt good to me, I stuck with it.
And
So that's everything was trial and error.
so some people may look at that as a challenge. You know, you're not being formally educated in art school, but just kind of feeling your way through it. That in itself, I guess you could say, is a success, and that you,
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
once you got to where you needed to be, it's all yours, it's all your own, and nobody can really take that away from you.
Right. Right. I never gave up. I gave up, but I would give up maybe like for a couple of hours,
Okay.
and then I would start right back. So I never officially gave it up, but I was just determined,
Yeah.
and it was something that just made me feel so good, and I knew that I was gonna paint whether I sold it or not.
Oh,
It
okay.
made me feel too good. So if I sell it, I sell it. If I don't, it helped me through the day. It helped relieve stress
Okay.
for me. So I did it every day.
So kind of like a art therapy, I guess you'd say.
Yes,
Uh,
very much so.
okay.
Yes, yes. Art therapy, very much so.
Okay. And so, seeing as how you're self-taught, seeing as how you had to kind of feel your way through, being a Black woman, business owner, an artist, in this particular field, do you have any mentors, someone you can kind of call, reach out to, if you have some questions about some technical things with art, or even some technical things with the business world?
Um, I met a lot of friends just through trial and error as well, and it seemed like as soon as I started painting, um, I made a name for myself. I wasn't trying to, but I did. The traffic boxes caused a little controversy, but they kind of put me on the map. So I was able to meet a lot of new friends, art friends that was in the art world that said, okay, go to the left, go to the right, go here, go there, do this, do that. And so I always had angels along the way. That's what I call them, angels. And I always had mentors. I always had people that say, hey, if you do this, it'll look like this. And so I would do it and be like, oh, I like the way that felt. And so trial and error and angels along the way.
Absolutely, absolutely. You mentioned how there was a little controversy with the traffic boxes. Talk a little bit about how the controversy, how you use that as your motivation to keep going, to keep moving forward. Because a lot of times when people face controversy, they stop what they're doing and they turn around and go the other way. But in your case, you kept it moving, you kept pressing forward.
The way I tackled the controversy was I had to. Now, the first time I did cry, I literally cried because I didn't understand why they did not like, you know, the Bible, why they didn't like people praying for each other. I couldn't I couldn't get that for some reason. But after the next day, I decided, hey, everybody is not gonna like my art, and that's okay. Everybody's not gonna like me, and that's okay as long as I like it and as long as it makes me feel good. I'm press forward, and I'm gonna continue on and be the best that I can be.
And speaking of, though, that's good stuff for sure. So speaking of continuing on, I hear that you're a children's book illustrator. You've gotten into illustrating children's books. So
Yes,
talk
yes.
about.
Um, Joseph Woods um, came to me. He told me his story. He's currently a judge in the Faulkner County, and he's a judge. He used to be deputy director of the state, so he's a judge. And he came and he told me his story and wanted me. He liked my style. He liked my because I have to feel what I do, and I had to read his story and I had to feel it, and I was able to express what he wanted, and so that's how I became the illustrator, and I was just honored that he chose me. Really, I mean, I think I completed it in I don't know, maybe a month or less. I was just honored to be able to do it and say, hey, I not only am the illustrator of this book, but I get to read this book to my grandchildren. So that was kind of cool within itself.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Yes.
You see yourself illustrating, um, making this a part of the overall Majestic Motions Theresa Cates portfolio, or was this just a one and done type project?
Yes. Yes. No, not a one and done. I enjoy doing a little bit of everything. The book, I have a few offers on the table now for a children's book, and
If someone was interested in making art, an official business, what advice would you have for them? Particularly young girls of color who may see this and may say, hey, I can draw, I'm going to art school, I'm trained, or I'm not trained, but I have a gift and I want to use it in an official capacity. What bit of advice would you have for her?
first of all, I would have them to keep a portfolio. That was something that I did not have, so I had to create one. So I happened to paint and do stuff really fast. So I keep a portfolio so you can show what you do. I'm still learning all the different things, and I didn't know that I like abstract, but now I do. So I'm still learning. So just keep a portfolio of the different styles and designs that you would like to have, so people can see the different sides of you. And also, it would be good to have a mentor. Maybe it would help cut down on the mistakes. My everything was trial and error for me, so it's good to always have a mentor, and also to touch it every day, at least 30 minutes a day. Touch your gift every day. Spend time with your gift, because I at the current time I work a 9 to 5, and I'm so exhausted when I'm off. But the minute I sit in my garage and begin to create, there's light. There's all the tiredness leaves. There's light. So spend time with it. It's just like a baby that needs to be nurtured.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's good stuff. So, tell us a little bit about some of your design elements, your inspirations. I know that you've done a piece on the Central Park Five, and there are some other things that you had going on. So, talk a little bit about some of your latest works.
The latest work was done when I saw the movie When They See Us. That will be showing at Hearn's Art Gallery. That's the latest Netflix movie that just really, really touched me. And I was so moved I was just so moved by the entire story. But I had to get that energy out, and I created 5 pieces pertaining to that movie. So they were very, very inspirational. I love the author. I love her story. I love how she, put it in a movie form. I love the actors. I love the entire thing. So that was the latest. Here in the month of July of this year, the entire month, I was the featured artist in Black Wall Street down in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Wow.
So I'm the top artist. I sold 39 paintings in 1 month. And so I think that's the highest that I've ever sold. And that's the highest. He said I broke record for Black Wall Street.
Wow. Majestic Motions in motion, for sure.
In motion. Yes, ma'am. So those are my two latest, and I'm very, very proud of them.
Absolutely. So what's
the most important lesson that I learned for the Black Wall Street show is I may not connect or feel every painting that I do. And the reason I say that is because I had a particular painting, a ballerina, and I wasn't feeling her at all, maybe because I'm not a dancer. But I just wasn't feeling this particular painting. So, but I said, I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to send it to the Black Wall Street. So I sent it. When I sent the painting, this lady comes in the gallery. She looks at that particular painting and says that the painting is her. And when he's telling me this story, I'm just tearing up. She said that it was her, and the name of the painting is called Black Butterfly. And she said that when she was young, her mother called her Butterfly, and the lady's name is Paige Frazier, and she is the ballerina dancer for Lion King on Broadway.
Oh wow! I just got goosebumps.
Yes, and if you go and look at it, it looks just like her, and I never knew her. Yeah. So now that's a lesson that I'm learning, that it just because I don't feel it, it doesn't mean that it won't connect with someone else.
Absolutely.
So if you look at the painting, she looks just like the painting, and she has a remarkable story because she had to overcome scoliosis in order to be a ballet dancer.
Wow.
So she is the lion in Lion King on Broadway, and she is the proud owner of Black Butterfly.
Ooh, I just got goosebumps all over again.
So moved by my painting and wanted to be a part of the movement. They donated, I don't know if it was $3,000 to the Black Wall Street for people that were less fortunate to own art. They are less fortunate to receive art. So they wanted a piece of my art in someone's home. Yeah. So they donated money so that somebody who was less fortunate, that really, really wanted a piece of my art, could be in their home. So they did the first of Black Wall Street, and it was the first time. And so that really, really touched my heart because, you know, when I was young, we didn't have real art. I never knew what real art was. We never got a chance to go to a gallery or anything. So for them to feel my work and believe in my work, their name is the McNews, and they are from Harrison, Arkansas. Yeah. And they wanted to be a part of it. And so big shout out to them. That was another good story for my show in Tulsa.
Wow.
They bought a piece and then they put money aside and wanted, you know, people, if somebody came in there and really wanted a painting,
yeah,
they donated the money. And that just really, really touched my heart, and I can't wait to meet them. Hopefully I can meet them one day.
That is so beautiful. And it ties back into the name of your company, Majestic Motions. it's all about movement. Whether you're physically,
All about movement,
emotionally,
purpose,
yeah, purpose. Yeah, absolutely. So it ties all the time.
yes, yeah. So I do feel like, you know, some people are put here to do a bunch of stuff. I was put here to paint and to show love through painting, to express, that's my purpose in life. That's my purpose.
Wow.